Dairy wears a charming disguise. It's creamy, comforting, nostalgic. Every childhood memory seems to include a tall glass of milk, a grilled cheese sandwich, or a bubbling lasagna that made you believe in love again. It has the wholesome reputation of something your grandmother would insist on, preferably with a side of unsolicited life advice. But despite all its culinary warmth and calcium-rich enthusiasm, dairy has a bit of a passive-aggressive streak, especially when it comes to iron. And if you're vegan curious, vegetarian, or simply trying to keep your iron levels respectable without venturing into steak territory, this cozy food group might be quietly working against you. Let's talk biology before we get too emotional. Your body doesn't have infinite room for absorbing everything at once. It's got bouncers at the nutrient nightclub, and sometimes minerals get into petty squabbles at the door. Calcium and iron are two such partygoers, and unfortunately, they're both kind of high maintenance. When calcium shows up in large quantities, say from a big glass of milk or a generous helping of cheese, it starts elbowing iron out of the way. Especially non-heme iron, the kind found in plant-based sources. This isn't a mild suggestion to wait your turn. It's more like calcium storming and wearing a fur coat, cutting in line, and bribing the doorman. Iron just stands there, shoulders slumped, wondering what it did to deserve this. For those on vegetarian or vegan-leaning diets, this dynamic can become a nutritional soap opera. Since plant-based meals rely heavily on non-heme iron, which is already harder to absorb than the heme iron in meat, any interference can really throw things off. Toss in some dairy at the wrong time, and the already finicky iron bioavailability drops like your motivation to cook after a long day. Several studies show that just 150 milligrams of calcium, roughly the amount in half a cup of milk, can reduce iron absorption by up to 50%. That's a pretty dramatic downturn from such an innocent-looking splash of dairy. Now, dairy isn't being malicious. It's just looking out for its own team, bones mostly. Calcium is essential, no doubt about it. But if your main nutritional struggle is getting enough iron without relying on meat, you need to know when dairy's helpful instincts start becoming a bit overbearing. It's like someone who shows up uninvited to your iron party and ends up stealing all the snacks. The solution isn't to cancel dairy like it posted something offensive online. The key is timing. Space out your calcium-rich foods and your iron-rich plant meals by at least an hour or two. That gives your body the chance to absorb iron while it's still on the table, before calcium waltzes in and changes the mood. For example, enjoy your oatmeal with raisins and almonds in the morning, then have your yogurt snack a bit later. Or make your lentil stew the star of lunch and save the cheese board for dinner, as all cheese boards deserve to be. And if you're team vegan, you're already sidestepping most of the dairy versus iron drama. Just watch out for plant-based calcium supplements and fortified foods, which can behave the same way if taken too close to iron-heavy meals. Your kale and tofu might be battling each other for digestive dominance without you even knowing it. At the end of the day, this is less about villainizing dairy and more about nutrient diplomacy. Both calcium and iron are essential players in the human body's ongoing game of survival and occasional flair. They just don't like sharing the spotlight. So treat them like the slightly jealous siblings they are. Give each one its own moment to shine. With just a little nutritional choreography, you can enjoy your greens, your grains, and yes, even your cheese, without having them sabotage each other behind the scenes.